Hello, I'm Isaac, and I want to tell you how I lost over 30 pounds in about 90 days. I have my little list here as well. So I want to start this video by saying that I didn't go to school for anything. I'm not a trained professional. This is just my journey. This is my story. This is how I did that. And I'm making this video to just teach people what I learned and maybe help some people out there. That's the only intention of this video. And I also want to say that everything that I used and that I am using now to this day, I paid full price for, and nothing, absolutely nothing is sponsored. And I'm going to do my best just to kind of talk you through what I did and what I learned during this journey so that I can help people. That's the whole point, and that's what I want to do. So I got a couple notes here to try and stay on some kind of track here. The other thing I want to say is I'm on nobody's diet program. I'm on no diet pills. Everything I'm doing is just normal stuff, right? And the elephant in the room is that I'm on Ozempic. Everybody is saying, oh, you can't lose that much weight, healthy. Everybody just assumes Ozempic. And I've asked myself, why do people think that? And I think that most people can't understand that something is as simple as it really is. So they have to come up with some kind of thing to make it unachievable, because that's why they don't do it themselves. They have to come up with an excuse for themselves, right? Everything I did is just nutrition based. So let's get into the video. Oh yeah, and I'm not gonna take a blood test on camera to prove to you that I'm not on some weight pill. I guess that brings us to the whole weight loss industry is literally a giant scam. Everything is made to take your money. Now, a lot of these healthy weight loss foods in the stores are actually terrible for you, and it's just made to take your money. Ozempic, it technically does work. I've know people that use it and they have lost weight. But I mean, I feel like the world that we live in, everybody just wants an easy way out instead of just doing things the right way. It's like you can just eat better and exercise, and like that's how you do it, or you just take a shot and you just keep eating McDonald's. This is how I did it again, and I'm not talking bad about anybody out there. I just want to basically shed light and truth on the knowledge that I learned and let people know out there that you don't have to do any of those things. And one of the other things that I want to talk about is I have failed and tried many times in the past to lose weight and do diets. Everybody's heard of the carnivore diet. Everybody's tried to cut bread, including myself, and it never works long term, because when you're trying to do something so extreme, you can't maintain it. And then eventually you just fall back to old habits. I guess I'll just start from the beginning and tell you exactly what happened, and I'll just go through my journey the best that I can. And this is going to be a very casual video of me just talking to you. So it's not gonna be like all crazy, right? Anyway, so what happened was one of my friends brought over one of her friends to my house recently. There was two things that happened, and then we'll start breaking down into things. And I've seen him a year ago, and he just looked like a normal dude, right? Nothing. Then he walked through my door, and the dude was one of the most shredded people I've ever met. And he's older, and like immediately, as soon as he walked in the door, I was just stopped him in his tracks. And I was like, what are you doing? And he broke it down to me, and I'm going to teach you what I learned from him. That was one part of it. The other part of it is I have a friend who actually is a trained medical professional, and she turned me on to this app that you can basically scan all of your foods, and it will tell you whether it's good or bad, and whether it has a bunch of chemicals and things like that in it. So it's like it was a perfect storm, and I had these two individuals come into my life and I got the knowledge from them pretty much at the exact same time. And when I applied the knowledge of both of these people, into my daily life, it was crazy how fast I seen results. So now let's break into the nuts and bolts of the whole situation. So it really breaks down into two things. Really, it's just two things. Number one is a calorie counter. So my buddy that came through and was super ripped, he told me he's just counting his macros. Now, I don't exactly know what that means, but he basically has, well, what I've done is you have a scale and, okay, I'm trying my best here. You could download any calorie counter. He just had a free one, and it's just to measure the intake of your food and like what you are feeding your body every day. And I ended up getting this app called Calorie Counter from Apple. And it costs money. I pay $6 a week to use it, but I wanted to put money on the table and into this so that I would take the thing more seriously. I personally didn't want a free app because I just didn't think I would take it seriously if I didn't put money on the line. I chose to do a paid subscription, Calorie Counter, and I'm still on it. Now, one of my first hesitations was I don't have time. And a lot of you guys out there don't have time, right? And I was like, there's no way I'm scanning every single thing I put into my body. And I really pushed to just try and eat better stuff. And he really told me that I had to do it because you need to know what you're intaking. And I'm glad I did, because by doing this process, I learned what food has what and what food doesn't have certain things, right? So and everybody's different. So what I did exactly won't be exactly what you need to do, but I got Calorie Counter from Apple, and you can get any calorie counter you want, right? And you're gonna put in your weight, you're gonna put in your height, you're gonna put in your age, and it's going to come up with a plan, and you're gonna put in your desired weight loss and like what you're trying to lose. And it's gonna come up with a plan for you to get you to your desired weight that you want in a healthy amount of time. And that's what I did. And my calorie intake was 1,400 calories, and it's changed now because I've lost the weight and now I'm at a maintenance stage. Mine was 1,400 calories, and I had to eat, well, here, where's my phone? I don't know where it's at. Anyways, certain amount of protein, certain amount of carbs, certain amount of fats, goals. Every day it wanted me to eat X amount of fats, X amount of carbs, X amount of proteins, and be under 1,400 calories for the day, and I would hit my goal. And the thing about doing that and then scanning your food is you start learning very fast where you're getting a whole bunch of unnecessary calories, and you learn real fast what foods have good stuff in it, like a good amount of protein, not a lot of fats, low in carbs. You start learning what foods to buy and what foods to eat, and you start creating habits for meals like I have now. And I will say that I want to make this big video to talk about everything, and then I'm going to start kind of short form videos to show like meals that I've discovered or tricks that I've learned. So counting my calories was really, really hard at first because everything, milk, butter. I completely cut butter, by the way, but I'll talk more about stuff like that. So I started doing that, and it was eye-opening. So I want to tell you one of the things that was hurting me over the years that I didn't even realize, so that maybe this might open some eyes on that side of the camera. So one of the things that I was doing for years was every morning when I had a cup of coffee, I would put what I thought was healthy creamer in my cup of coffee. And it said like low calorie, and you look on the back, it says 35. And I'm thinking this is a healthy creamer for years. And I'm anyways, so 35 calories, that's what I think I'm drinking. And so what happened when I got on this app and I was measuring is I measured the amount of creamer that I normally put in my coffee. And coffee, by the way, doesn't really have a lot of bad stuff, black, which is what I drink now. But when I weighed it and I scanned it, it was over 300 calories just in creamer that I was consuming every single day. My whole breakfast now is maybe 300. So I was eating equivalent to my entire breakfast in my cup of coffee every single morning for years. That was huge. And that's just one example of so many different things that when you start counting your macros, it unveils for you. Creamer. Just cut creamer, and I forced myself to start drinking black coffee. And now, and I used to have a Keurig and nasty, anyways, now that I'm drinking black coffee, the quality of my coffee really matters, and I care more about the actual coffee and the actual process. So I buy whole beans, I grind it fresh every morning, I brew it every morning, and it makes it taste good without needing the 300, and that was a low calorie creamer. So most people out there are probably maybe drinking twice that every single morning. Compound that by years, it turns into a problem fast. And then compound that by a whole bunch of other things as you eat throughout the day. It's very easy to see why most people can't lose weight and most people are out of shape. And I guess I want to say this. When I started this whole journey, I got on a BMI calculator, put in my height and my weight, and I targeted I was 177 or something when I started, and I targeted a very healthy goal that was a healthy weight, which for me was 145. And I hit that goal a bit after the 90 days because I had some slip ups, right? So we'll talk about that too. So by counting your macros, it makes you eat for nutritional value, not for tasting good. And I eat, like I have burgers, I eat pizza, I still have sodas every night. I just pick different things. And we'll talk about that at the end. We are gonna go grocery shopping together at the end of this. I think I mentioned that earlier. We're gonna go through everything I buy and eat. So it's like I'm not just sitting over here eating cardboard or swallowing lettuce every single morning. I'm eating pizzas and lasagna, like normal food that everybody else eats. I'm just eating higher quality, cleaner foods. Basically the moral of the story. So the first part, counting macros, when you start measuring your food, you start to gain and learn nutritional value versus just tasting good. So you end up eating and buying food that gives you high protein, low carbs, low fats. How do I explain this the best? So like for example, a burger, just a regular burger patty. You can buy a burger patty that's cheap and has a whole bunch of fat in it, and that fat just translates into your body. Or you could get a higher quality burger patty that's super lean, and you're just getting nutritional value for the same amount of consumption of food. I hope that makes sense. It's like having goals for your eating, and you try and hit those goals and stay under certain numbers every single day. That's what counting macros does. And if you stay on it, you will see results very fast. I mean, I've seen results faster doing what I've done than I have ever in my entire life. And I'm 39 years old. I'm not exactly a young buck either. That's one part of it. And it's a great way for you to learn about the food that you eat and to target eating for nutritional value versus eating just to eat, if that makes sense. So that brings us to the other part of it. So there's two main parts to what I did. The main part was a calorie counter and learning about nutritional value. And for example, cheese cheese doesn't really give you anything. You're just intaking 100 calories and maybe you get a couple proteins out of the cheese, but you're taking 100 calories and you get nothing in return but fats, right? So that's like an example. And again, I'll talk more about stuff I cut in other videos. Cheese is one of them. Creamer was one of them. Sauces. Sauces are terrible for you, but I have found good sauces now. And again, I'm trying to keep this on the main points, and we'll talk about other stuff kind of in future videos. Okay, so number 2 is buy good food. I know that seems pretty simple, but you would be surprised. In America, things are cut with chemicals, like it's not even real. Even the fruits and vegetables that you think you're eating good are actually terrible because they're grown with a growth hormone, and like all these chemicals and hormones are going into your body, and our bodies aren't made to live or survive off of these chemicals. So anyways, I use this app called Yuka. So my friend who was the graduated doctor or whatever, she turned me on to this, and her name is Tiffany Mayberry. I'll link her channel below, by the way. And she turned me on to the Yuka app. And you can literally scan, and it's free, by the way. At least it is as of right now. And they didn't pay me to make this. I just downloaded the app because my friend told me to. And you can scan anything in the store, and it will tell you if it's good or not. It'll be green, red, orange, whatever. And then it'll tell you exactly what is in that food. Oh man, you would be surprised. Download the app for free and just go to your local grocery store and just start scanning food, or just go start scanning food in your fridge. It will scare you. And some of the scariest things I found were stuff masked as health food. Okay? When you go to the grocery store, I just want you to look next time. You think you're just buying fresh fruits and vegetables, right? It's all, or it's not. It's grown with hormones. It's honestly, it's probably better than you eating like, I don't know, something. But you'll see a tiny little aisle or a tiny little stand in the fruit and vegetable section that says organic. That means that that's an actual banana. And I know this seems super far-fetched, but it is what it is. And it's usually a little section that says organic, and it's more expensive, but that means it doesn't have a whole bunch of crap in it that your body can't process. So when we talk about the chemicals in food, it's a bunch of chemicals that your body doesn't really know how to break down, and then boom, it gets stored as fat on your body. So counting your macros, number 1, and then eating clean foods, number 2. Like your body can just actually process food. I know this sounds crazy, but in America, this is actually a thing. Like when I was scanning foods in the grocery store, when I first started this whole journey, I came across this one, it was like a skinny girl, or it was like a healthy dressing. And when it's bad, it doesn't, like you don't just take it, it'll tell you why, and it'll tell you the chemicals that are in it. And the chemicals that were in there, like it's banned in other countries, it's terrible. Some of the stuff for children, you know, because I even started buying better food for my daughter. And like some of the stuff that the chemicals they're putting in food for children, like stunts growth, creates ADHD. It's insane. Like you don't have to buy anything. Just get the Yuka app and you can go down the rabbit hole. And the cool thing about the app is, number 1, it will tell you what is good or bad. And the other thing it will do is it will give you recommendations. So like, for example, if I scanned cottage cheese, and this cottage cheese is terrible because it has whatever chemicals in it, it will say, but recommends this or this. So it gives you recommendations. Like you don't just have to cut out everything and not enjoy your life. Like it'll give you recommendations. And then as you create your habits and your food intake and the stuff you're buying, then it becomes easy to maintain. So it's like now that I am at my goal weight, I redid my calorie counter to just maintain because I don't want to go too low. And if I feel like I can't even go over anymore, like, because I'm just so used to eating a certain way. I'm so used to buying foods now. And then, you know, it keeps you, like, I don't eat out anymore, hardly ever. If you go through this process, I did it in about 3 months-ish. I hit my goal in 119 days, but I was under 30 pounds in like 90. It was crazy. And I will say this, just the first week of eating cleaner food and counting my macros, I lost over 10 pounds instantly. And that's just because my body was just getting rid of all that stuff. I don't have all these chemicals and sugars in my body just turning into fat cells. And again, I'm not like, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just want to reiterate again that this is just my journey, how I did what I did, and I'm sharing this journey with you so that most of you out there can learn from what I did. And I hope this makes sense, and we can start a conversation in the comment section below about anything you want to know. But like, the weight loss industry is literally a scam designed to take your money. They want to sell you a weight loss pill. Doctors want to prescribe you Ozempic, right? They want to keep you sick so that it's all a circle. They want to sell you diet packs that show up at your front door. Like, they're all just trying to take your money. And I'm sitting here telling you right now that literally all I did was start counting my food intake nutrients and just buying clean food. And I did what I did very fast. And that's all you have to do. Also, I want to say I didn't even work out. I didn't work out. I just started working out after I hit my goal. But everything I did was just food and nutrition based, period. Didn't even work out. The weight was coming off so fast that I didn't want to start working out and having muscle mass start overlapping, because I'm a very goal-oriented person, and I wanted to, you probably should work out, I didn't, okay? I wanted to hit my weight goal, and then I was gonna start working out, which I have started doing. But, oh yeah, let's talk about more of the scam of weight loss and health, right? Most people, they go into the new year and they wanna lose weight, and what's the first thing they do? Go get a gym membership. It's not going to do anything for you if you're still drinking 3 calories of creamer every single morning with your coffee and having a bunch of unhealthy habits. Like, you might get stronger. You're not going to lose weight. And then most people fall off again. Like, the whole weight loss industry is literally designed to take your money. I'm not asking for $1 from you, and I want to share this because, like, this is my knowledge that I have discovered in this journey. And it's like, I realize, because I failed many times over and have done a lot of these things that I'm telling you about. I went and got the gym membership. I tried to cut bread. I did all the things that normal people do and failed many times for years. And it makes me realize what you don't know, you don't know. And then now that I know better. And this is a video that I'm making to try and help people out there understand this. I know it seems crazy, but like, that's it. Counting macros, get a calorie counter, download Yuka. And by the time you watch this video, maybe Yuka's not a thing. I don't know. As of right now, it is. But there'll be other apps like that to track your food, and you will be scared. And a lot of the worst food that I found was stuff masked as health food, to be honest with you. All dietary stuff, health food, that was the worst stuff you could buy or put in your body. Yeah. Let me go over this. I think we're coming towards the end of this probably, but see if I'm missing anything. I guess to reiterate, get a calorie counter. Don't buy anything. Don't buy somebody's weight loss program. Don't buy Ozempic. And there's a lot of problems with that too. I've seen a lot of reports about what it does to the body, long-term effects and side effects, and it's crazy. And you don't have to do it. And this is just my journey as well. Like, I'm not speaking for anybody else. This is just me, and this is what I did. And I hope by making this video, I can help some of you out there maybe hit your weight loss goals and shed some information and some light on all of this. So get a calorie counter, put in your stuff, your height, your weight, your goal, and it will come up with a plan for you. And you don't have to get the one from Apple. You can get a free one or any one you want. It doesn't matter. They're all the same thing. And that will help you start uncovering empty calories is a term. You'll start discovering what foods have nutrients and what foods don't very fast. And then Yuka. The thing about, so I eat chips, I eat normal things. I chips and burgers and pizzas, but I buy good chips, burgers, and pizzas. And we're gonna go to the grocery store after this because I'm out of food anyways. And I'm gonna show you the stuff I'm buying so you can see, and you can see how I scan it. And maybe it will help it'll help you digest this video and understand what I'm saying. That's it. Calorie counter, Yuka. And I don't want to say Yuka because Yuka might not be a thing forever. Calorie counter, counting your macronutrients or whatever, and then just buying clean food, organic food that doesn't have a bunch of chemicals in it. That's pretty much it. That's the whole secret sauce. You don't even need to go for a run. And I'm not selling you this program. This video is literally free for you to watch. So with that being said, you could do a comment or subscribe, and you'll definitely, I'm not gonna do like long form videos of the meals. I'm gonna start doing short form. I'm gonna try and do like a weekly series of short form content on like how I lost the weight and like eating habits and food and things like that. So make sure to subscribe if you're not already, if you are interested in that type of thing. But I think we need to go to the store. Oh yeah. And you can buy food at Walmart. You can buy good food at Walmart. It's just easier to buy not good food at Walmart. So as you start this journey, I go to Albertsons now, and I'm in Oregon, in like, I don't know what grocery store. You'll find the good grocery stores wherever you live at, where it's easy to get better food. But you can just go to your local Walmart and buy good food. That's how I started this journey, just going to Walmart. All right, let's go to the store. Let's go buy some food. We are at my favorite grocery store that is pretty local to where I live. I would like to find something better, but this is really good for where I'm at. And you can see here's the one tiny little island in the whole produce section that actually is real food. Real avocados, real kiwis, I know this sounds crazy, but real fruits, not made with anything else. And then I like these dried figs. They're just a really good snack when I just want something to eat that's good for you. I get these dried mangoes. I've been doing this a while that I kind of get the same thing all the time. I love this little bag of greens. I can throw it in anything. Eggs. It's an easy way to get vegetables in anything. And then this steak here is super low fat and lean. I love all of the Dave's Killer Bread stuff, and I typically gravitate towards the lower calorie stuff. I've scanned about every frozen pizza I've ever came across, and this Amy's one is the only one that scans good. I typically make extra meat whenever I cook meat and throw some on there when I make the pizza. You're going to notice that everything I'm buying is kind of organic to kind of ditch the chemicals. I like having hard-boiled eggs on hand just for a good healthy snack. I know it's crazy, but there's actually good chips. I like these organics chips, and Sun chips, surprisingly enough, are amazing. And you'll scare yourself going down the deli meat section. But these Applegate Naturals, I've scanned. They've always scanned good. They're great. I toss them in everything. So I have turkey sandwiches and, oh, these Real Good Foods, this brand, all this stuff is good for you. I've never scanned anything bad. They got lasagnas. This is orange chicken. They got enchiladas. They got burritos, all kinds of cool stuff. So we got our haul. Let's head home. We just got back from the grocery store. So I'm going to put all these groceries away, and then I want to scan a couple things for you and show you a couple things just so you can kind of see how the app works and like how, and some different foods that I like to eat. All right, I think it would be cool to do like a little fridge tour so you can kind of see what's going on. Let's check it out. All right, so obviously there's my eggs, and this is the bread we just bought, but I really like the Dave's bread. I have a lot of hamburgers and chicken sandwiches, and all of their bread, I've never scanned one that was bad. These, I'm gonna probably focus on things you didn't see me just buy. These are the only pickles so far that I have found that are good. Cottage cheese, it's always a great way for protein, things like that. And then I got rid of the dairy milk just because there's a lot of fat in it. So I use this Chobani, oat milk. It scans good. By the way, I only buy food that scans good in green. Love this Okio's protein yogurt, but any protein yogurt that scans good is probably fine. When I was losing weight, I ate a lot of egg whites because regular eggs were too much fat, but now I'm trying to maintain, so I'm actually eating more real or regular eggs instead of egg whites. But if you're gonna try and lose weight, scrambled eggs in the morning with these are great. Seltzer waters like these Spindrifts. Now sodas, I like sodas and sweet drinks, and I just replace them with these Olippops, and these things are great. They scan good. There's not a lot of calories. So it's like just swapping old habits with just better stuff is literally the whole hack. If you like to drink, just find a hard seltzer. Let's see. These jellies are good. Peanut butter and jelly. And then sauces, I typically only have this barbecue sauce. This Portland barbecue sauce scans good. And then, you know, I've got fruits, vegetables. It's actually a pretty bare fridge, to be honest. Let's go through the freezer. Let's go in the fridge so I can show you what's up. I like these frozen berries for my yogurts in the morning. And then this is a hack for getting Ember to eat vegetables. It's just a muffin, but it's actually bananas and zucchinis, and she doesn't know that. But these are great, scan good. And if you still like ice cream, these actually scan good, surprisingly enough. These protein pints. And then as we go in this freezer, obviously we got those pizzas. These salmons are good. Those steaks. Typically anything from Amy's scans pretty good. And then these are the burger patties I have all the time. It's a lean ground beef patty. And then over here, I really like these Real Good Foods. Everything from them scans good. They have lasagnas. I just got some orange chicken. Here's some cheese enchiladas. And then even Ember eats these chicken nuggets all the time. Ember, my daughter, if you don't know. These scan good. High nutrients, low other stuff. And then these chicken patties. So I'll take you through the pantry real quick. There's a lot of old stuff in there I haven't gotten rid of, but I just want to show you what's going on. So don't judge me. Granola bars, these RX bars, typically all scan good. Everything else is old food that I just need to get rid of. And then the chips, you just see me buy. Also, cachava. I have this almost every single lunch. This or like a turkey sandwich. This cachava, look this stuff up. Really good for you. It's great. All right, you keep hearing me talk about the scanning thing, so I kind of want to scan a couple things in the Yuka app so that you can see. Let me see if I can screen record as we do this together. Bam, we're screen recording. So I'll scan what I think most people probably think is crazy. Most people have heard of Sun Chips. And so you just open the app. Let's see. So you just open the app and you go to scan and you scan it. Bam. And you can see, I'm not sure you can see this. You can see it's 54 out of 100. It's good, right? It's just got normal stuff. It has but it's pretty good. Anytime I'm in the green, it's good and I'll buy it, right? So that's how that works. And now if we go to recommendations. So you can see I scanned this pizza and it recommended a different pizza. This is 7 out of 10. This is supposed to be a healthy pizza. 7 out of 10. Why? You go in here and it has high risk chemicals. So let's go look. Terrible chemicals. Fatty acids because we have already called out market. Why remove this additive? Could increase the risk of developing cancer. So literally, this is known. These chemicals are known for causing cancer. So like you think you're eating a healthy pizza, and you're literally just creating cancer for yourself. So like if you just want to be healthier and like preserve your life, this is huge for you. And then you can see it recommends the Amy's pizza that I buy. So that's just what I'm saying. If you just incorporate this stuff into your daily life, I feel like you kind of get the idea of scanning. Just counting your macros, just so you can get an understanding of nutrients and what food has nutrients and what foods don't have nutrients. And then just buying good food that doesn't have chemicals like that are going to give you cancer. And a lot of the stuff we eat every day or we give to our children, it's crazy. So yeah, let's sit down and finish this video. All right, I hope you guys learned something in this video. This was a journey for me. And again, I'm not trained in any of this. Nobody paid me to say anything. Everything I'm using, all the apps I'm using, I'm paying for full price. And I have failed at weight loss and eating good for most of my adult life. I'm 39 years old now. And in the last 3 months, I learned a lot and I lost a lot of weight just by eating better, period. Not even working out. I just started working out, and maybe that'll be a whole nother journey I'll share with you later. But this was my food journey, how I lost my weight and what I learned about food. And I hope that this video helps some of you out there, maybe on your journey and your weight loss thing you got going on. My name is Isaac. If you just happen to have clicked on this video, consider subscribing. I'm gonna be starting a whole series, weekly series on food and nutrition and meals going forward after this video. And then we do a bunch of other cool stuff here too as well that maybe you'll enjoy. Longtime subscribers, thank you guys so much for being here. You know I have so much love and appreciation for you. This is Isaac. Thanks for watching. Bye.